Hello everyone, how are you all doing? I hope you're doing really well. I have a Reborn related video for you today, and my channel will flip back and forth between Reborn content and other doll content. I'm not actively collecting Reborns anymore. However, I have a large collection that I've accumulated over the decade plus that I've been part of the Reborn community. So one of my New Year's resolutions is to make more content with the dolls that I currently have in my Reborn collection. So if you're here for Reborns, there will be more Reborn content, starting with this little guy. This, of course, I'm sure you recognize the face, is a Levi. I want to tell you more about him and how he came to be in my collection. So the first thing you're likely to notice about him is his limbs. He does not have the traditional Levi limbs. I think these are twin A or twin B. I can't remember. It's been a long time since I've seen those kids, but it's either twin A or twin B. I'm not sure if they have the same limbs as each other, but it's one of the two or both. And there is a reason for that. He is a silicone. So this is the Levi Replica silicone from Temu, and he's been here, I want to say, at least a couple of months. I purchased him and his twin sister from the same listing, and they are both anatomically correct silicones. The closed-eyed version is a boy, and the open-eyed version is a girl. The open-eyed version does have the actual Levi limbs, and she's a little bit larger, a little bit bigger, not a lot, but enough that it's noticeable. Enough to bump her into newborn size clothing, whereas he's more comfortable in very small newborn to preemie. Preemie's a tiny bit snug, so he's right on the edge. But the photos were incredibly accurate. He has a bit lighter skin tone and a bit more mottling, whereas her is a little darker and a little more even. And I just happen to prefer his paintwork a little bit better, and so I ended up gifting the open-eyed girl to someone else, but he is going to be staying in my collection. I'm going to take off his little outfit so you can see all of his details, and so if you're not wanting to see doll parts, this would be the time to click off the video. So here he is with most of his clothes off. He is very squishy. Very squishy. He does have little tipped nails. Not sure why the light's changing so much. But even on his little toes. Now you will see he does have some mottling on his chest, but he also has these seams that go down his arms. You can see one right here, and it's on the other side, right there. He does have some veining, and he's got those seams everywhere, so you can see there's one right there, going down the leg. There's one here. I would say they're not super noticeable, especially, like I said, for the price. Now, here is his head, and you will see on top of the head there is, I guess, the pore spot. You can see this detail here, but then there's this on top, and it has a seam as well. You should be able to see, hopefully you can see his veining and stuff that he has. He's really well done for a replica. I do use the same exact powder that people use on silicones. The Just Matte works perfectly fine. I think I've powdered him 3 times since I've had him. Not a lot, honestly. One of the things that I was kind of concerned about when I first got him was whether his silicone would be super shiny, and it hasn't been. It's been really nice. So He's, of course, fighting me to get his little hat on. But it hasn't been really shiny. It hasn't been, there was no weird smell. I'm going to guess that these are what they call tin silicone. So very, very toxic if you have pets. I mean, they shouldn't be chewing on any of your dolls, but if you happen to have pets, I believe tin silicone is more dangerous. And from the research that I did, it seems like it can fall apart faster. And if I was paying thousands of dollars, I mean, all silicone will eventually degrade and get damaged and all of that. If I was paying thousands of dollars, that would be very upsetting. I think for $100 and some, I can live with that possibility. We will see, and I will keep everyone updated on his condition and whether there is deterioration. So far, I haven't seen any. So I'm going to go ahead and take everything off so you can see his whole body and his cute little bum. And here he is with nothing on, just his birthday suit. He does have some nice mottling on his chest, as you can see. Very nice work on the face and the head. You can see the veins. He does have that seam that I was talking about. And this goes all the way down. I'm assuming this is from the mold. So yeah, you can see some of it there. But overall, it's really not that noticeable. The hands are pretty nicely detailed. And you can see the little wrinkles right there and underneath. And same with his little feet. You can see the little wrinkles in the feet. Overall, quite detailed, honestly. See that little foot and the bottom. But there's even a vein on his little foot. I don't know if you can see that. Overall, pretty detailed, pretty nice work on him. So here's the back of him. As you can see, that seam follows all the way down. I've heard people say that you could sand this to make it more even. I don't know how to do that, so I'm going to be leaving him just the way he is. But certainly someone with more experience or someone braver than I might choose to do that. But anyway, that's the back of him. He does have some nice mottling back here, and yeah, he's real cute. So some final thoughts on this little guy. Do I think he's worth the money? Yes. Do I think he's the same as an artist silicone? No. He's definitely squishy. He's definitely posable. He definitely feels like a real baby. I think he would probably fool people in Target if they didn't see the seams. But no, obviously the quality level is not the same. Why did I get one? Partially it was curiosity. Partially it was already being blamed for being a supporter of fakes because I happen to like a photo. It's sort of like if you're going to do the time, might as well do the crime. And it was partially because of the bullying from this particular sculptor. It did not sit right with me. And it's not that two wrongs make a right necessarily, but, and I don't feel the need to justify it anyways, but I feel like I don't feel compelled to go to bat for someone who is not being a good person. I just don't. And that opinion is probably never going to change, to be totally honest. I don't think at this point, after having seen that, I would be able to own any of this sculptor's legitimate sculpts and feel good about supporting that person. And I'm not saying artists don't have a right to be upset, but what I am saying is there's a way to handle things. And that just didn't sit right with me. So, final thing I will say is that know that if you buy one of these, you are essentially committing reborn suicide. You will be bullied. You will be ostracized. You will be made fun of. I've heard of some people going real life with it and trying to really come for people, which is totally unacceptable. And certain people ought to know that because they've had it done to them. But anyway, just something to think about. I am very happy that I got him, and he will be staying in my collection. So please welcome MADDOX. If you have something constructive to say about how the replicas are harming the community and you have facts to back it up, then I'm, as I said in my fakes video, open to hearing that. If all you're going to tell me is, wag your finger at me and tell me that it's wrong and blah, 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 it's illegal. Well, it's illegal to make them. Actually, in the United States, it's not illegal to buy a counterfeit, even knowingly, for personal use. It's illegal to traffic them. It's illegal to sell them. But no one's going to be bursting in my door and snatching MADDOX from me. That's just not the way the law works. So anyways, that's all I have to say about this little guy. He is my only silicone replica. As I said, his sister was gifted to someone whose name I won't share, but probably not someone that any of YouTube would know. But that aside, I do have some vinyl replicas that I will be sharing, and I hope you guys will join me for that. And I don't plan to buy any more. I think my curiosity's been satisfied, and it's been an experience seeing them evolve from a tiny body with a huge Saskia head to something like this. I think certainly the counterfeiters are paying attention to how we make these dolls and what collectors are looking for. And all I have to say to that is going to turn into some stiff competition, and things are going to change as much as people don't want them to. And I know that sucks in a variety of ways, but I really still think if we can get through it together rather than going at each other's throats, we will be in a better spot. So that's it. Love you all, even my haters. I know you're there. And I hope you guys have a great week and a great weekend. Bye.